Time to take this up now. A very interesting question in my view. Looks like a regular format, 8 persons to be arranged in a straight line, all of them facing north. Each one of them has got a different age. The numbers are given there. So arrange them in a straight line and then assign the right age to these 8 persons. However, the clues are not very straightforward. So let's try this out and see how intelligently can you solve this without having to do multiple possibilities or without having to try multiple possibilities. So here we go. Now let me get some space here to try this out. Okay. So what does it say? 8 people A, B, C, D, P, Q, R and S are sitting in a straight line. They all are facing north. Each of them has a different age among 14, 16, 17, 19, 21, 23, 26 and 31. So I think one observation is numbers are in ascending order, so you don't have to worry about which is smallest, which is highest. It's easy to pick up, right? Smallest is 14, highest is 31 and so on. So 8 persons and 8 different numbers here. Okay. Now, so of course the first step is to mark the 8 positions, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? These are the 8 positions. Now look at the first point. It says B sits at one of the extreme ends of the row. Now very easy one to pick up, right? B sits at one of the extreme ends of the row. So there are 2 possibilities. Either B sits on the left end or on the right end. Maybe I can start with that itself. So let me just try. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 2 possibilities. In case 1, I would take B on the left end. In case 2, I can take B on the right end because these are the only 2 possibilities. Next, there are 3 persons sitting between C and Q. There are 3 persons sitting between C and Q. Now this cannot be used unless we know exact position of C or Q there. So I'll try to make a pictorial representation of this. 3 persons between C and Q. So C3Q means there will be 3 persons between C and Q, and of course I can swap their positions. It can be C dash 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 Q or Q dash 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 C. Okay, Q is of neither 14 nor 19 years old. So we will come to this point later. I mean, not useful immediately. Q is neither 14 nor 19. Next, there are 2 persons between D and the person whose age is 23 years. Again, neither D nor 23 years is marked here. So let us make a picture out of it, right? 2 persons between D and 23. So D, 2 persons, and then we have the 23-year-old guy. Of course, these 2 can swap their positions. So D dash dash 23 or 23 dash dash D. Again, neither Q nor D is the oldest person. Oldest person would mean what? 31, right? The oldest here is 31-year-old. So neither Q nor D is 31-year-old is the point here. We will come to that later. Age difference of the immediate neighbors of D is 5 years. Now this is interesting. Age difference of the immediate neighbors of D is 5 years. So D will have 2 neighbors, of course. Yes or no? Age difference of the immediate neighbors of D is 5 years. Now one important point, a hidden point that it needs to be understood here is D cannot be coming on the other end. D cannot come in the other end, like right end in case 1 or left end in case 2. Why is it so? Because we are talking about age difference of immediate neighbors of D. D should have 2 neighbors, and a person sitting at the extreme end will have only 1 neighbor. Like B will have only 1 neighbor, right? So if D comes in the extreme end, then he cannot have 2 neighbors. Since he has got 2 neighbors according to the point here, D cannot be coming at the extreme end. See, these are the hidden clues that you must be able to understand easily. Now, whether it will be useful or not while filling up the gaps, that's a different story. But you should mark it immediately, or mentally make a note of that point that D cannot be in the extreme end. Now, coming to the actual statement, age difference of immediate neighbors of D is 5 years. So, if the difference has to be 5 years, what are the possibilities? Can you tell me? Age difference has to be 5 years. So what are the possibilities? Suppose one of the neighbors is 14 years. The other neighbor has to be 19 years. Only then the age difference is 5 years, right? 14 plus 5 or 14 minus 5. But 14 minus 5 is 9, which is not available. So 14 and 19 is one possibility. 14, 19 is one possibility, right? What's the other possibility? Suppose it is 16. 16 plus 5, 21. Yeah, that's also possible. So one neighbor can be 16, the other neighbor can be 21. What else? 17 plus 5 is 22, but that's not available. So forget about it. 19 plus 5 is 24, that also is not available. 21 plus 5, 26. Yes, 21, 26 can be the third possibility. 21 and 26. One neighbor is 21 years old, the other neighbor is 26 years old. Then 23 plus 5, 28 is not there. 26 plus 5, 31. Yeah, so 26 and 31 is also possible. 26 and 31 is also possible. So the neighboring positions of D will take one of these pairs, 14, 19 or 16, 21 or 21, 26 or 26, 31. We'll figure out which exactly is the pair, we'll figure out later. A sits to the right of R but not immediate right. A would sit on the right of R but not immediate right. So we will see. I mean, A has to be on the right of R basically. There are 3 persons between B and the one whose age is 16 years. There are 3 persons between B and the one whose age is 16 years. Now this is a no-brainer, right? Because B is already fixed, so 16 can be fixed in the arrangement. 3 persons between B and 16. So B is here, 1, 2, 3 persons. So this guy has to be 16-year-old. I'm going to write the ages under the dash and the name of the person above the dash. Likewise, in case 2, B is here. So 1, 2, 3 persons, and then this guy has to be 16-year-old. So 3 persons between B and 16 years. 3 persons between B and 16 years. Anything else that is with respect to 16 years here? No, nothing else. The one whose age is 19 years sits third to the right of C. The one whose age is 19 years sits third to the right of C. Third to the right of C. Meaning C and 19 will have 2 persons between them. If you see now, 19 becomes third to the right of C. C is here. First right, second right, third right. There are 2 persons between C and 19. So these 2 persons will be like first right and second right, and then third right is 19-year-old guy. And they cannot swap their positions. In the earlier case, C and Q could swap. D and 23 could swap, but C19 cannot swap the positions because exactly it has been specified that the guy 19-year-old sits third to the right of C. 19 years should be on the right of C. C cannot be on the right of 19, right? So C dash dash 19. C dash dash 19 is the arrangement there. So important point to be noted is we have to just make pictorial representations of the given English statements here so that it becomes easier to fix towards the end. Then it says R sits to the right of B. R sits to the right of B. Now R sits to the right of B doesn't really give us anything. It can be immediate right, second right, third right, fourth right, or whatever, right? Multiple possibilities are there, but the importance of this statement is one of the possibilities get eliminated. Which one? The second one. I can now conclude that second case is a wrong case. Why is it so? R sits to the right of B. If B is the extreme right, can R come on the right of B? Further right of B? Not possible. R has to come on the left of B in case 2. So the fact that R sits to the right of B concludes that case 2 is wrong. So case 1 is the one that we have to focus on, right? So one possibility is ruled out. One possibility is ruled out. Alright. Moving on. Q sits second to the right of the person whose age is 23 years. Q sits second to the right of the person whose age is 23 years. Now understand, Q is second to the right of the person whose age is 23 years. How would this look like? 23, 2 persons and then Q. No, sorry, 23, 1 person and then Q. So it will be like 23 dash Q. 23 dash Q. It has to come in this fashion, right? Q is second to the right of the one who's 23 years. So 23 years old person, first right, second right. Q is second to the right of the person who's 23 years old. Now where is 23? We do not know. So we cannot, fix it immediately. Yeah. Then P sits immediate left of the person whose age is 14 years. P sits on the immediate left of the person whose age is 14 years. P is on the immediate left of 14 years. So where would P come? P is on the immediate left of 14 years, meaning if this is the 14-year-old guy, P would come here. P is on the immediate left of 14 years. So they are neighbors basically. P and 14 years are neighbors and P is on the immediate left. Q is not the youngest person. Q is not the youngest person, meaning Q cannot be 14-year-old. Youngest is 14, right? Q cannot be 14-year-old. The one whose age is 31 years is not immediate neighbor of the youngest person. It should be is. So the one whose age is 31 years is not an immediate neighbor of the youngest person. Who is the youngest person? 14-year-old person. I mean, we do not know who that person is, but 31 and 14 cannot be together, right? So 31 year is not the immediate neighbor of 14 years. C is not the 4th oldest person. C is not the 4th oldest person. So I think these points about not oldest, not a neighbor of 14 years, Q is not the youngest person, we'll come to these later. From the points that you have marked so far, let us find out what can be done. So for the sake of simplicity, let me clear this case number 2. It has already been eliminated. I am just erasing it so that we can focus on what is required. Yeah. So that is the arrangement that we have got. Only 2 persons have been fixed, B and 16. Now, how do we do this? Now let me tell you some hidden clues here, right? For example, I would like to focus on the position of C. Where can C come? Where can C come? See, tell me, can C come in the extreme right position? No, it cannot. Why? Because C is third to the left of 19, or 19 is third to the right of C. You understand? If you try to look at this arrangement, how would this look like? C dash dash 19. You understand? 19 dash dash and then C from right to left. If that is the case, it is obvious that C cannot come in the last three positions. C cannot come in the last three positions. C cannot come here. C cannot come here as well. Because if C comes here, where would 19 go? It goes out of the arrangement. If C comes here, then dash dash 19 not possible. If C comes here, then dash dash 19, that also is not possible, right? It should look like this, C dash dash 19. So C cannot be taking the last three right positions. Yes or no? Because in any of these three positions, 19 would not be able to come on the arrangement. Right? C may come here. C may come as a 16-year-old guy. Because if C is here, then it will be dash dash 19. Dash dash 19. Okay. The other thing I can think of is that C also will not come as immediate neighbor of B. Why is it so? Because if C comes here, then it is dash dash 19 should come here, but this is 16. You're able to follow? What I know is it should be C dash dash 19. If C comes here, then dash dash this should become 19, but this is already fixed as 16, which means C cannot take this position. So if you observe, out of the 8 positions, I already know that these 4 positions cannot be taken up by C. These 4 positions cannot be taken up by C. And this is already blocked by B. So there are 3 possibilities for C. Either comes here or here or here. C may come here, then dash dash 19 comes here. C may come here, then dash dash 19 comes here. Or C may come here with 19 coming on the extreme right. Okay. Now, the other point is, in these 3 positions, how do you again figure out which is C? Another clue given about C is C and Q will have 3 persons in between them. C and Q are going to have 3 persons between them. Right? C and Q are going to have 3 persons between them. Now, keeping this in mind, I can also eliminate this position for C. The 4th position from right for C. Because if C comes here, for example, for the sake of argument, let's assume C comes here. Then dash 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 Q goes outside the arrangement. And even on the left hand side, dash dash dash, this is B. Q cannot come here. Are you getting my point? Are you able to follow? C and Q should have 3 persons between them. If C takes up this position, then these are the 3 persons, Q goes out of the arrangement. And towards the left of C, these are the 3 persons, let's say, and this should be Q, but this is already blocked by B. So C cannot come there as well. So 5 positions for C are ruled out, and 1 is already B. So there are 2 possibilities for C. Either comes here or it comes here. Yeah? Now, how do you eliminate that? For example, now think of this. Try and connect. You understand? I'm trying to solve this without taking many other possibilities, right? We have got only one possibility so far. The other possibility got eliminated at an early stage. Now, where exactly will C come? Either comes here or here. Let's assume C comes here. Let's assume C comes here in this position. If C comes here, then there should be gap of 3 places, then Q. So C, of course, Q cannot come on the left of C. It has to be on the right then. So C here, dash 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 Q. But if Q comes here, we also know that 23 dash Q is the arrangement. So if Q comes here, this should be 23. But is this 23? No, this is 16. Are you getting my point? Let me use a different color to try that possibility. Just trying that possibility. Let's assume you take C here. If you take C here, the only place where Q can come is dash 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 Q. But if Q comes here, based on this point here, 23 dash Q, 23 should be coming here. But is it possible? No, because this is already blocked by 16. So 23 cannot come here, which means Q cannot come here, which means C cannot come here. C cannot come here as well. So now the only place where C could come is this one. That's it. C's position is fixed. And with C's position getting fixed, a lot of things would fall in place. So let's try that now. Let me erase this trial that we had done. Yeah. So where can C come now? The only place left out for C is this. C comes here. If C comes here, where would Q come? Use this point now. C dash 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 Q. It cannot be on the left side of C, so right side of C. 1, 2, 3, Q comes here. So this point is done. Now, since Q is fixed, 23 can be fixed. If Q is this, then 23 should be this one. Right? So this point is also done. Since C is fixed, 19 can also be fixed. C dash dash 19 has to come here. So this point is also fixed. Yes or no? C dash dash 19. C dash dash 19 is done. 23 dash Q is done. And C triple dash Q is also done. What is left out? D23. Now this also can be fixed. How? Since 23 is fixed. See, if it is 23, between 23 and D, there should be two persons. So 23 dash dash D not possible. So D should be coming on the left of 23. So 23 is here, dash dash D. D comes here. So this point is also done. Yes or no? D dash dash 23. 23 dash dash D, that side is not possible. So of course this is done. So you see 4 persons have been marked, B, D, C and Q, and I think 3 ages have been marked. What else do we have? We know that P and 14 are immediate neighbors. P is on the immediate left of 14. So try to fix this. Where can it come? See, where can P come? P can come here. If P comes here, then this should be 14. Possible. D can be 14 years. Can D be 14 years? Is there any condition given that D is not 14 year or whatever? No, I guess, right? Yeah, so P can come here and D will be 14. Can P come in this position? No, because if P comes here, this should be 14, which is 23. So P cannot come there. Can P come here in this position? No. If P is here, then this should be 14. Not possible. Can P come here? If P comes here, then this should be 14. But is Q 14 year possible? No, I think somewhere it was given that Q is not the youngest person. Youngest is 14. Q cannot be 14. This cannot be 14. Remember, this cannot be 14. If this cannot be 14, P cannot come here. So these 3 positions cannot be occupied by P. Right? Hence P has to come here and then D becomes 14 years old. Right? Now, let us go to the other point that we have. So this point is used. The other point that we had put here is difference is 5 years. Whose difference is 5 years? The immediate neighbors of, which person was that? Age difference of immediate neighbors of D. Immediate neighbors of D's age difference will be 5 years. So meaning the neighbors of D can take 14, 19, 16, 21, 21, 26 or 26, 31. Now try that. See, D has already taken 14 years. Who are the neighbors of D? P and C. So can P and C take 14, 19? No. We know that each person has got a different age. Since D has already taken 14, P and C cannot take 14, 19. So 14, 19 is ruled out. Can P and C take 16, 21? No, because 16 is coming somewhere here. So it cannot be a age of neighbor of D. So 16, 21 is also ruled out. Can they take 21, 26? Possible. Can they take 26, 31? That also is possible. Both are possible. So I think 2 possibilities are ruled out. Only 2 are available now. 21, 26 or 26, 31 for the neighbors of P and for the neighbors of D, which are P and C. Okay, so I think one reading is done. We have got B, P, D, C and Q on the arrangement. Let's try to do the other thing now. Other persons. I think one point that we have not used is A sits to the right of R but not immediate right. A sits on the right of R but not immediate right. Now where can R come? Can R come here? Yes. If R comes here, A should be on the right of R but not immediate right. So the only way is R comes here, then there is a gap and A comes here. Can you take R in this position? No, because if R comes here, A will become a neighbor of R, which is not allowed, right? A is not an immediate neighbor of R. A sits to the right of R, but not immediate right. So if R comes here, A has to come here because it is on right of R, but then that becomes immediate right. And if R comes in third position here, then A cannot be accommodated at all because there is no place available for A on the right of R. So that leads to the arrangement completion here, R and A. A is on the right of R and not on the immediate right. So there is only one person left out, which can be easily fixed. So we have got A, B, C, D, P, Q, R. So S has to come here. So I think the arrangement of persons is done. B, P, D, C, R, S, A, Q. Only the ages are left out. Now try to fix the ages. Neither Q, see, Q is neither of 14 year nor 19 year. Q is neither 14 nor 19. That is all. I think this point is useless. The point that we have just seen, Q is neither 14 nor 19, is of no use for us. I'll tell you why. Because we already know that this is not possible. See, 14 has been given to D, 19 has been given to A. So it's obvious that Q cannot be 14 or 19. So we don't even need this point. It's a redundant point in my view. It's not useful. The other point we have is neither Q nor D. Let me go back to the pen here. Sorry. Neither Q nor D is 31 year old. Neither Q nor D is 31. So D is anyway fixed as 14. Q cannot be 31. 31 cannot come here. Q cannot be 31. Q cannot be 31. Okay. What else do we have about ages? The one whose age is 31 years is not an immediate neighbor of 14 years. Oh, simple. This point was very, very useful. The one whose age is 31 years is not an immediate neighbor of 14 years. So 31 and 14 are not neighbors basically. The one whose age is 31 years is not a neighbor of 14 years. Which means PC cannot take 26, 31. Because if you take 31 here, for either P or C, 31 will become a neighbor of 14 in either case. 31, 14 or 14, 31, which is not allowed, right? The one whose age is 31 years is not a neighbor of 14 years. So 26, 31 is not allowed for PC. So they should be taking 21 and 26. They should be taking 21 and 26, right? P and C in some order. It can be P21, C26 or P26, C21, right? Anyway, if you observe, all this leads to the conclusion that B will be 31 years old. How do I say that? See, D has already taken 14. Let us eliminate the ages. D has taken 14 years, so 14 is gone, right? R is 16. S is 23, so that is not available. A is 19, so that is not available. P and C will be taking 21, 26, so that also is gone. 21, 26. Now what are the left out ages? 17 is left and 31 is left. Now out of 17 and 31, we know that Q cannot be 31. So 17 and 31 will go for whom? For B and Q. But Q cannot be 31, so Q has to be 17. So Q takes 17. And then obviously B takes 31. Then B takes 31. So the only thing left out is now 21 and 26. And we have to figure out who takes what. And that last statement here will help us. C is not the fourth oldest person. C is not the fourth oldest person. See, what is the fourth oldest age here? Oldest is 31. Oldest is 31. Second oldest is 26. Third oldest is 23. Fourth oldest is 21. You understand? This is fourth oldest, 21 years. You have to come from the oldest side. So oldest, second oldest, third oldest, fourth oldest. Which means C is not 21. C is not 21. Fourth oldest person is 21. C is not 21. If C is not 21, then C has to be 26. And P becomes 21. That's it. The only confusion we had was, is C 21 or 26? C is 26. So then P will become 21. And that gives us the final arrangement. That's the final arrangement. So if you see, we have only got, in just one attempt, we have got the answer. Of course, initially we had two possibilities, but at a very early stage it got ruled out. So the strategy that we applied here was knowing that C cannot be on the last three positions. That really helped us. Right? So instead of trying to, if you remember, C-19 was the picture that we had. C-19. So that tells us that C should be at least fourth from right or farther. But C cannot be first or second or third from the right end. So that helps us eliminate the positions of possibilities of C. And that's what is required, right? It's like Sudoku. You should know this comes here or this does not come here. So the more eliminations you can do, the faster arrangement can be done, right? So I think that's about it, the arrangement for this particular puzzle here. And I don't think we need to look at the questions. I mean, we can just quickly go through it, but answering questions like always is easy. 5 questions, look at the arrangement, mark the answer. What takes time is the arrangement itself. Anyways, let's quickly run through these questions. The first one, what is the position of A with respect to the immediate letter in English alphabet? Now, what is the position of A with respect to immediate letter in English alphabet? See, immediate letter in English alphabet after A is B. So basically the question is, what is the position of A with respect to its immediate letter in the English alphabet? What is the position of A with respect to B? So what is the position of A with respect to B? Go back to the arrangement. A with respect to B. See, with respect to B, A is on first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth right. So A is sixth right. Yes, option 2. If all the persons formed a square without changing their sequence, then who among the following will be exactly opposite to Q? If all the persons formed a square, if all the persons formed a square without changing their sequence, then who among the following will be exactly opposite to Q? So what does that mean? Look at it. All the persons formed a square without changing their sequence. Try making a square. Let's see. I'm not sure what we are trying to do here, but Yeah, so I think if you consider a square like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 positions. So B, then P, then D, C, R, S, A, Q. Without changing the sequence. So the sequence is same. B, P, C, D, B, P, D, C, R, S, A, Q. They formed a square basically. Who will be opposite to Q? Who's opposite to Q? D is opposite to Q. That's not there in the options. Are we missing something? There are different ways in which the square can be formed, right? I can also have a square like this. Try that. So this is B, P, D, C, R, S, A, Q. And this who's opposite to Q? C is opposite to Q. But C is there in the options. I'm not sure which one to consider. Luckily the other one is not there. D is not there, so maybe C is the answer. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. We will check this quickly. Let's move on. C will be opposite to Q in this kind of arrangement. Next question, what is the age difference between D and S? Now that's a setter. Age difference between D and S. D is 14 years, S is 23 years. What's the difference? 14 and 23, difference is 9 years. 9 years, option 4 will be the answer. Yeah. And next question, who among the following sits second to the right of the person who is the neighbor of B? Who among the following sits second to the right of the person who is the neighbor of B? Second to the right of the person who is neighbor of B. First of all, who is neighbor of B? P is the neighbor of B. So neighbor of B. Now second to the right of the person who is neighbor of B, meaning second to the right of P. Who is second to the right of P? C. First right, second right. So C is the answer. C is second to the right of the person who is the neighbor of B. By the way, C is not directly given in the options there. What is the age of C? 26 years. So the person whose age is... Is it D? No. Is it 16? No. See, the answer is C. C, who's 26 years old. So let's find out the appropriate option here. D is not the answer. The person whose age is 16 is not the answer. The person who's senior to him. See, him here would refer to the neighbor of B. Yeah, so neighbor of B is P and C is actually senior to him. So maybe that can be taken as the answer. Let me look at the other options as well. The person who is immediate younger than him? No. No, because who among the following sits second to the right of the person who is neighbor of B? I think I would go for option 3 here. It's slightly confusing there with regards to him here. Is he referring to B or the neighbor of B? That's the question. If it is a neighbor of B, then the answer should be 3. If it is B himself, then the answer should be 4. Because B is 31 years and the person who is immediate younger to B will be C, who is 26 years. It looks like most of you have marked 4 here. So, okay, so the following sits second to the right of the person who is the neighbor of B. Yeah, I think it depends on how you look at it, right? In my view, it should be 3 because we are referring to this person, neighbor of B. See, who are we finding out? We are finding out the person who sits second to the right of this person who is the neighbor of B. So the person who is the neighbor of B is, who was the person? P there, right? Yeah. So basically the reference here is P. Are you able to follow? Who among the following sits second to the right of P? Now P has been given in the way, indirectly P has been mentioned as the person who is the neighbor of B. So who among the following sits second to the right of P? The person who is senior to him. Yes or no? The person who is senior to him, right? C is senior to P. So the person who is senior to him. I mean, of course, 23 is also senior, but C definitely is senior. So option 3 should be the answer. Be careful. It cannot be taken as option D. Next one. If all the 8 persons' ages are arranged in ascending order from left to right without changing their position in the arrangement, then how many persons' age will remain the same? Or simple. So you know what needs to be done, right? Arrange their ages in the ascending order. Arrange the ages in ascending order without changing their positions. So arrange in ascending order, what happens? It starts with 14, right? So 14, 16, 17, 19, 21, 23, 26, 31. Is it same? No. 31, 14 different. Is it same? No. Is it same? No. Is it same here? No. Is it same here? No. I think the only person whose age remains the same is S. These two are also different. So answer should be S, or 1 rather. Only one person's age remains unchanged. Okay. So that brings us to the end of this question number 5, as a part of this series on 15 must-solve questions for the SBI PO mains exam. And of course, these are useful for the other competitive exams as well. We'll meet again on Monday, 4:30 p.m. Right? Let me remind you that these sessions are scheduled from Monday through Friday. So Monday through Friday, 5 sessions are done this week. We will meet again next week, Monday at 4:30 p.m. same time, to take up yet another interesting and must-solve question. That would be question number 6. So stay tuned. Do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications on these live sessions and the videos that we upload. And remember, practice is the key. Whatever you do, whichever subject you're dealing with, practice is the only shortcut to success in these exams. So the more you practice, the easier it gets. Keep practicing and take very good care of yourselves. Bye.